There's a different way to answer your question, and I think the master narrative that doesn't get talked enough about in this town right now, especially in our world, is real estate. The master narrative of this city is real estate. The overarching cognizmenti, the reason for things, why things are happening the way they are, is to do with real estate. And I'd say that's a worldwide phenomenon. The world is becoming more obsessed with real estate. But even within that class, Vancouver is unusually distorted that way. Because of flows of capital, because this is a hot money resort to reside, and it's creating incredible value, which is also pushing out various types of cultural production, cultural workers, cultural industries, etc. So just to link it back to our Latin American theme, this city is going so quickly to a Brazilian model that makes my head swim. In Brazil, if you know Brazilian cities, the upper and middle classes live in high-rises, and around which there are intense pockets of surveillance. And there's a mutual interdependence, and they are physically close to each other, and they are coexistent. And there's also a differentiation of income, etc. If you look at economic markers, real estate, and so on, the city is becoming year by year more resilient. And you know, in some ways, I teach most years in Brazil. I look at the kind of art practice there. I don't know Colombia as well, etc. But you know, within that differentiation, there is created possibilities and denials. And I can't help but think that the thing that people are not talking about in the city enough is how this machine that we have as a society validated real estate over all other things. And real estate is determining and making cultural and intellectual choices for us. I mean, banal things. If you talk even to people, famous people from the Vancouver School, you know, the cost of studio space in the city has been extraordinary and is unavailable at any price now. I mean, in the downtown peninsula or in the hip zones, big spaces to make art cheaply do not exist. So the degree to which real estate drives even the mode of art production is not talked about. Why do people work exceptionally small, pop culture, little montage, things that are happening here now? Real estate doesn't explain it all. I mean, it's not a kind of Marxist analysis that everything is reducible to real estate, but that is so much a part of the narrative of the city. But it goes unspoken. It's inevitable. Oh, it's here. Everyone wants to be here. There's all these good answers about it's okay, but I don't think it is okay. And I think we have predicated a future here, and we're buying into something which will be deeply regretting very soon.
Anybody?
We tend to think that we can only, as individuals, have one interest or one major interest. One very, very weird, at least weird fact to me, is that last American Idol, more people voted for the winner voted to make that person the winner than people did in the last presidential election.
But you
here in the South End, so.
Huh? Just like low. That's low?
Yeah.
So Chicago has been resistant to changing the kind of tribal nature of itself. You know, we still, no matter who we are, kind of want to be among our own. And that's pretty much the blessing and the curse of this city. It is a city of neighborhoods. Each one is a distinct character. But with a city of neighborhoods and boundaries like that, you are also prone to the petty bigotries, the petty biases, that each neighborhood, we still culturally kind of distrust each other. There is still that in the air here. And it makes for kind of a heady mix.
weird. You see anybody?
It's so fucking weird,
There's not a
actually.
single person. It's a ghost town. No?
Actually, go this way.
Huh?
Go straight. We'll connect into
Can you
it.
take that? Can you open the window?
Don't turn.
Huh?
Here comes a car. I'd put the cameras down. Yeah, they're gonna turn. It's probably their house.
Recognizes the realities and how
At each stop, my objective was to organize a discussion on local subjects and write a collective statement that we would denominate the Pan American Address of the city. This one will be read in a civic ceremony where we would intone a Pan American anthem that I had written. We were trying to create history.
if you look at historically, we're looking at it's this sense of space, this location in the Bay Area, which caused all of this stuff to
space
converge.
and its place.
Yeah, where all of these things converge to make the experience very
It's a
different.
Reject universalism. Reject the notion of universal historic narratives. We assert that art is more than entertainment, but a deeper and more sincere expression of human experience. As artists and curators, we create models of the world, and while we want to sustain ourselves in our doing our work, we will continue in the community making change happen. We want to change the way the world can be seen, what art can be. We want to further the question of what is art, without wanting it to have a single answer. We want to open opportunities for a broad way of thinking, to recognize art as play, but also as serious play, and continuously put energy to educate the youth to hopefully have a viable living place.
Poeta beatnik Lawrence Ferlinghetti dijo alguna vez estando en el Hotel del Norte aquí en Mexicali que Mexicali era los dientes frontales de América Latina. Entonces, pues si somos los dientes frontales es donde van a ser más visible nuestra sonrisa o donde nos van a dar el golpe más pronto, ¿no? Pero necesitamos convertirlo en literatura, necesitamos convertirlo en artes visuales, necesitamos convertirlo en video y en cine, necesitamos convertirlo en literatura y música. De alguna manera vivimos una realidad virtual. Esta es una Twilight Zone, esta es una dimensión desconocida, donde podemos transformar las cosas, los mitos de Mexicali, el mito de los chinos y sus subterráneos, el mito de los pioneros que llegaron y dominaron el desierto, el mito de las ciudades perdidas, del tesoro de Joaquín Murrieta, de los ovnis incluso. De alguna manera Mexicali es una ciudad que vive dentro de esa irrealidad que es el desierto, donde tú ves cosas, tú vas por la carretera y ves agua, pero en realidad solo ves luz. Todo esto es luz, Mexicali es luz, y como tal, como las ciudades de Ítalo Calvino, ¿sí? Un día pueden desaparecer o transformarse en otra cosa, o ser solo visibles para sus propios habitantes.
En esta noche no se está jugando la elección, se está jugando la libertad, se está jugando la democracia, se está jugando el futuro de todos nuestros hijos, el futuro de los mexicanos. Por eso los invito a que se sumen